Hello. That's a bunny. It was a bunny if you saw. And that's a crow. Not letting me intro my video. And that's a cat. Holy shit. Okay, anyways. This I.R.L game. Not as easy as I thought it would be. As it turns out. I didn't know this, but it's a Souls-like game. And so now we're back a couple patches later. When I first tried out this game a little while ago, it was patch 2021. That's a lot of patches, Jesus. Patch 2021. There might have been some beta patches before that, like BC, before I don't know. It's really loud. This creature wasn't in the game last time, or like in this area. I heard like some of these Pokemons, they migrate across the servers based on the seasons. So yeah, I was saying, this I.R.L game not that easy as it turns out. It's like a Souls-like. It's like people compared to like Elden Rings, saying it's like 10 times harder than Elden Rings. But oh shit, it's a cat. I mean, it's the cat again. It just turned around and like looked at me and just left. Kind of breaks my heart. Okay, shut up. We get it. Where'd it go? You guys can't see it. Yeah, so just like with any RPG game, you have a skill tree, right? And based on reviews and like just my general knowledge of these guys, don't want to stop. They're like up there. I don't know if you can see them. Let me zoom. By the way, I upgraded my PC, so the quality and graphics of the game should be better this time. And this stuff is grass. I don't think you guys saw it last time. Apparently there's a life hack. If you touch it, like it gives you a healing buff. Yeah, I definitely feel it. That increased my HP back up. What was I saying? Jeez. So like, just like in any RPG, you want to like pick like a class specialty you want to do, like you want to go down a specific tree path in like the skill tree, but not for this game apparently. I mean, I knew this based on like my own experience and like other game reviews. Everybody would say, oh, it's all about balance and shit. It's all about balance and shit. But it's much harder in practice than it is on paper, So yeah, like in practice, it's much easier to like put all your character points into the same skill tree lane area, which is a mistake I unfortunately made. But I learned the hard way that it's true that I.R.L, the game I.R.L, is all about balance. So you want to like not put all your eggs in the same basket, and like you want to what's it called, be diverse in your skill sets, so you don't want to solely focus on like one type of class. Like you don't just want to be a ranger or like just an assassin. You want to be also a mage and a brawler and I don't know, a wanker and like everything. Like you want to be all the classes at once, kind of. Even if you're not like the best at it, this game, it is really difficult. So of course it is like a lot to ask for. That's a little squirrely. I'm not a rat. But this game, that's what it requests of people, and you know, it can be really hard to do that depending on like your spawn conditions, because when you start the game when you start the game in like the 18 years of tutorial, sorry, 18 levels of tutorial, you get randomly assigned these like these support characters called parents, and it's completely random. It's completely random. Oh, there's some like technicalities and like seeds that you can have, like rich parents, poor parents, middle class, and stuff like that. And you know, some seeds are favored in some servers, like in they're called like first world servers. But depending on the parent support characters that you get, it could be either like a lot easier to achieve that balance in life, or it might be really hard. It depends on what those parents, the way they act, the way they support you. It's like AI generated. So if they do a really shitty job at what's called like parenting, that's like what they named that NPC support role. You could end up like really unhealthy, and like there's this like debuff that you could get that's called like depression. So you know, like I experienced that for a little while, but like there's ways to cleanse it off of your character. So it's if you have that, if you're playing this game and you have that, don't just quit the game. You don't want to just drop out of the game. There's definitely a way to get rid of that debuff. And it's very hard. It's like one of the more peskier debuffs compared to like the sickness debuff, or like I was gonna say the blindness debuff, but definitely not. It's very hard to get rid of, but it's definitely doable. Wish I can't go in there. It's definitely doable. So yeah, I've been there, I've done that. Not to brag. Oh, and also like sometimes you just straight up don't even spawn with parents, those support NPCs. So like this game is really unfair. It's really, I thought that was a flag, but that's just lights. It's really unfair. Sometimes like you might not spawn with NPC characters. They might just drop you off the map, like somewhere on the map, like a battle royale. So depending on your spawn conditions, the type of game you're basically playing can change too. You know, it could go from an RPG game to, that's a random ass article of clothing. Can I interact with it? Let's see. No, I can't grab it. It's like locked. It's like based on your spawn conditions, based on your like spawn seed, you might either be playing like a JRPG, you might be playing a survival game. What else? You might be playing an FPS game. Yeah, that's why this game is so popular, you know, because there is just so many possibilities. That's why it stands for infinitely random lives. That's what the acronym of the game's name stands for. Yeah, a little known fact, I found that out recently. All that stuff aside, there's like major server wide or game wide events that have been happening. Some of them have been like pretty unfortunate. Like that's the thing about this game. Not all the events are positive. Like sometimes there's events that just screw everyone over, like these war events, or like these civil war events. They're like a slight variation of them. You know, these events just randomly happen. I mean, not randomly, like it's player choices that lead to them. So like it's kind of random, semi-random, I guess. One thing leads to another. Wow, that's a pretty little spawn of flowers. Oh shit, the sun's up and it's blinding me. Well, blinding my character, sorry. Look at that. Little nice pink flower in this field of nothingness. And that's what you call the sun. It's like the brightness in this game is adjusted based on that automatically. The brightness and the temperature. Yeah, this game is like really in depth. I don't know if you guys know, but like there's so many factors to it. There's like temperature, pressure. Yeah, you know, a lot of them. That's little birdie there. I don't know if you guys see it. You want to zoom. So yeah, there's been cases of like entire servers raiding other servers without permission, like not leaving. So it's like these are forceful raids. It's not like on Twitch where it's like a peaceful little raid. I mean, Twitch has like grief raids too, like hate raids. It's really fucked up stuff. They just go into other people's servers and just they kick players out of their like the houses they built. Yeah, it's kind of so really. So right now, like some people are predicting like the possible collapse of I.R.L game. I mean, I don't think. Well, actually, with these players, nothing's impossible. So I'm not gonna rule it out, but I'm hopeful. I think. Oh, little birdie. You guys see that? I'm more hopeful than I am hopeless about players accomplishing it. Although, like, now that I said that, there's this other phenomenon that's happening, like, game-wide. Jeez, that's loud. Some of these species of Pokemons, they're like way too loud. I need to capture them so they stop making these noises. This game-wide event, well, unintentional, like one of those negative events called climate change. So like this game also has like this climate thingy, which is it's like temperature, precipitation, atmospheric pressure, shit like that, you know, scientific buzzwords. All that stuff is like basically worsening, and like the livable land, like the areas of the map that you can go by like with your character, it's like decreasing over time because it's getting replaced with water. And like I don't know if you guys know, but like, well, this is one of those games where water is like lethal to you. Well, not immediately, it doesn't kill you off like immediately. Like you can learn this skill called swimming, which as much as I hate to say, I have yet to learn, but you can learn this skill called like swimming that lets you like not die to water. But even then, like it depletes your stamina like really fast, that skill, so you can't really be spamming that. But yeah, all that to say, like areas, like playable areas, are like becoming inaccessible. It's like players can't go into them and like can't stay there. So yeah, that's fucking shit up real bad, man. Unreal Engine 69 is just something else, you know. Like I don't know if you guys seen, but there's been like a game that recently became accessible called like Body Cam. Supposedly it's kind of like the most realistic first-person shooter, but that shit doesn't hold a candle to this game. Obviously it's like it's different like game genres, but like I was kind of talking about earlier, this game, like depending on which server you're on, you can like turn into any game mode. So like over on the USA server, so I've been playing this game quite a bit. I'm what you might be able to call addicted. I'm playing it like every living waking hour of my life. I mean, it's kind of like a phone game because you can play it all the time, even like as you go by your real life, not I.R.L, you know. And I've leveled up quite a bit. I would say I've leveled up quite a bit. There's different like level systems in this game. There's like one main leveling system that's like tied to your physical traits, and that shit's time gated. I know it's pretty cringe. It takes like It takes like what they call like years for it to like for you to level up in that system, and you only really depending on the gender you choose when you pick your character, you only really finish the tutorial for that kind of like leveling system after like 18 levels. No, sorry, like, yeah, 18, 20 levels or so. For the opposite gender, because I picked male characters, it takes like 16, 18 years or something. Yeah, but like there's a more important leveling system, at least in my opinion. It's called like psychological level, and you know, that shit I've the thing is, like, with that, there's two ways of like leveling up in that. Either like having like really healthy experiences and like relationships. They're what you call like when you add another player, it's called a relationship. It's like for some people it's like really hard to do, including me. Yeah, I know, like, why did the devs make adding friends so hard, right? But oh, by the way, there's for the physical leveling system, there's like this little boost period. It's like double XP weekend. It's called puberty, and it has like some side effects for some reason, but generally it like super cracks your stat, and like it's like a gradual process. Oh my god, the sun is really coming up. But back to the psychological leveling system. So yeah, there's one way, which is like healthy and supportive like experiences and like relationships that can help level up that psychological thing. The main one is like experiences, like just like trial and error, going through like the different levels or like stages of IRL. And there's a third one, which this one you always want to avoid, but it's called traumatic events. Like, these are like random spawn hard like bosses that one shot you. It's like, what's that famous lady in Elden Ring called? Imagine that spawn, but like it was a debuff on your character or some shit. Or like you're battling that every day at your like respawn point. You know, it's like wild stuff. So like those really, if you survive them, if you don't lose all your HP, those give you a lot of XP. It's like it does give you a lot of XP, but like it kind of leaves behind marks on your character. So most people just avoid that if they can help it. But like I said, it's kind of random, so it's not like you can pick and choose. But yeah, I've leveled up quite a bit. I'm not gonna really go into like which sources of XP I've had to go through for that psychological level up. Physically, I'm level I'm level 25 now, although I may look like level 16, but I am indeed level 25. I just sat down here, by the way. There's like an interactable bench. That's not mine. It was here when I got here, I promise. So robust. I don't know about my other levels. I have to like dig into my stats, but you guys know me. I'm not a super like try hard in games, so half of my stats I'm not even aware of. It's kind of a bad thing. You want to be aware of your stats. Oh, there's another player just walking their pet, their Pokemon. Sorry, their pal. Pal? Yeah, their best pal. When your physical level goes up, that's why this game is so hardcore, dude. When your physical level goes like too high, you slowly start getting like these permanent debuffs. Like there's one that I've gotten for like quite a while now. It's called back pain. Well, occasional back pain. Like it levels up after like the more time passes. So yeah, this I.R.L game is something special. I would recommend you guys to play it and to take full advantage of it. This kind of like a lesson I've learned recently, which is like, you just want to do whatever the fuck you want in this game. Obviously, as long as it doesn't hurt other players, because then like the admins will get mad, and you should get mad at yourself. Like your character, if you have like a proper character, you should take some like self-inflicted damage if you do that. But I guess to close it out, I'll talk about like some like I'll try to inspire you guys with some like advice from like some of the pro players of this game. There's quite a few like pro like famous players this game has had. Like one of them, his name was like Gandhi. He said like life is about suffering. Sorry, that was Buddha, and he was talking about the I.R.L game. Yeah, like that's a reference to how this game is like a Souls-like. So it's like a good kind of quote and advice to keep in mind, to know that yeah, this game is unfair, but what can you do? It is what it is. The devs won't change it. The devs have stopped changing this game. That's another thing about this game. The devs stopped working on it after the initial release, and they just made it open source, like right off rip. Like who the fuck does that? Like there were some dumbass programmers, these ones. As soon as the game released, they made it open source and like the players are the ones who like build the game, which is really fucking dumb. Yeah, I'm walking my characters in circles. Don't ask. I haven't started doing my dailies in the game yet. Yeah, this game has dailies too. It's like one of those like well, a lot of games have dailies now. I haven't done my dailies yet. It's kind of like early server time, so I'm waiting for the other players to like spawn in. So yeah, some other famous pro player quotes, like there was one who said like, there was one pro player like his name was like Jesus Christ 6969 or something. He said love thy neighbor. It's like, you know, that's a pretty cool quote. It's about how like since the devs gave up on this game, and there's like no really any admins, or like there is admins, but like there's a lot of stuff to say about that. It's really about like the other players that you add to your friend list. So like you want to add as many people to your friend list, and like there's different tiers of friend lists for some reason. Like there's like favorites that you can add, and like superficial ones, but this quote is basically saying like, oh, if you want to, you should get as many, well, it doesn't really say that, but like just treat people like a good player, dude. Like be a good player. Don't like teabag other players or like taunt them. Like don't F4, like don't flame them in chat. Like really stop. Don't do that. Don't flame players in chat, okay? Stop. I don't memorize these pro player quotes, dude. I'm not a tryhard in this game. That's it. Bye bye.